Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, my Shark season review. Going to give my opinions on how the season went. I'm not going to go round by round, but let's get stuck in and talk about how the season went. Alright then, so let's get started. So it was obviously filming this a couple weeks sooner than what I wanted to. It was a disappointing end to the season, that loss against Manly on Saturday night, but I think the thing that hurts most is just the amount of mistakes we made. Like, that game is a perfect view of our whole season. Really stupid errors. Like, too many forward passes, like just penalties, stupid, idiotic penalties that we should not be giving away. And we missed a couple of conversions. We missed those, and that put us a bit more behind the eight ball. We slot those, that last 10, 15 minutes, game's a lot closer, we've got more of a chance. I think the stats were something like, if we kicked all of our conversions, we're third or fourth. So I think we now hold the record for the most games in the season lost with scoring more tries than the opposition, which isn't a great record to hold. So hopefully we can work on that during this off-season coming up, and even go back to having a goal-kicking coach like we've had the last few years. I think that's one thing that has really hurt us this year, is not having that goal-kicking coach. It's like, this season proves how influential it has been the last couple of years, having that sort of a coach. Last couple of years, we've won so many of those tight games just by kicking goals. Unfortunately, this year, it's caught up with us, and we finally lost those games. So hopefully we can fix that up coming into next season, and we might be able to win. If we can win half of those games, that should put us in a better position. Because I think with the next few years, the teams up the top, they've got older rosters, so a lot of their players may be moving on. So that may bring them back into having a younger team, where I think we're at now. Like, this year, it was a good year. We made finals. We weren't meant to, given what happened at the start of the year with Flanagan out, Bomber in. And we saw in 2014, when we got the spoon, how much a coaching change in the pre-season affected us. We got the wooden spoon. This year, we didn't do that. Admittedly, it was for around the same sort of thing, but it was completely different this time around. But again, it just seems that no offense to Bomber, he's a great coach, but I think there's still too many players in the side that he played with, so it's too much of that mate shit going on, making those hard calls. Like, couple of rounds to go, he dropped Fifita to the bench, and I even said it on one of my vlogs when I linked up with Dan from Fins Up podcast, saying, like, Fifita off the bench blitzed it. It's probably, at this stage in his career, I think that's his best position going forward. Fifita, he's always had that sideways movement. So I think if we can utilise that coming off the bench against tired packs coming forward, I think that's really where we can win those games. Start Braden Uele. He blitzes it. He's better against a strong pack, because he's one of those players, he's constantly putting his head through the line. But I think that's over the course of the season, that's where my view is there. Forwards wise, we just too many times this year we got dominated through the middle. I think what we need to do is look at how we rotate our forwards, and even if it means 1 week Fifita starts, the next week he starts on the bench, next week he starts then on the bench, maybe rotate it like that, so teams, and then even change it up again from that, so teams can't get used to what we're going to go out with. And then I think if we can do it that way and give Fifita more time coming off the bench, he does seem to get really gassed and suffer a lot of leg injuries in the second half of the season. If we can do that, we may be able to prolong his form for the majority of the season. But let's see what we do there. But I still think, in regards to the backs, Josh Dugan has to be our fullback. I don't know what many of you think, but I honestly think he's up there for our Player of the Year, and it wouldn't surprise me if he gets it. He has definitely been one of our best players this year. He's been one of our most consistent players. Yes, he's made errors, so has everyone in the team, but the one constant in pushing the team forward and getting the sets rolling has been Dugan from the back. He's not scared to take the ball up. Like, yes, there's been times when he's been injured, but the amount of times he's been injured and has got back up compared to what he's done in previous years at other teams, I won't get stuck into that, but it seems that he knows what he has to do now. It seems that he's in a place where he knows he's a leader and he needs to lead by example. And honestly, I think it's a great position for him to be in that leadership role. He's made errors in the past, on and off the field, and I think having him there, being able to guide those young players that we have coming through, is brilliant. I also think we have to play Ronaldo. We have to play Ronaldo week in, week out. The passion and love he shows for that shirt, you see it with his celebrations after he scores tries. That is what this team needs. Like Gallen, with Gallen retiring, we need someone that has that passion, that heart for the club, and he definitely seems that player. Every game to him seems like it's a final. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. That's the sort of attitude we need to get this team having. If we can do that, going forward next year, we'll losing Gallen and a few of the other guys, it could be a transition year, it could be a long year. But if we can have players coming in like that, with that passion and pride, it could be a good year. We may not fall off as much as people think, or I'm hoping so. And it could just be a little blip. We could finish in the same position, but if we can do that and then go on from there with a younger squad, it'll be a worthwhile transition year. But that's the one thing we've got to look at. We haven't really made any signings for the next season yet. Hopefully that changes in the coming months, coming weeks. But yet again, that also comes back onto having a reduced salary cap. So it'll be interesting to see how we work that, and with the talk of Jesse Ramian coming back in. If we can bring Jesse Ramian in, I think we can keep Ramian long term, keep Bronson Sherry long term, we could definitely build a really formidable back line. Adding Ronaldo there, and honestly Sione Katoa, what he has to be in there as well. But then also Josh Morris, but there's a talk of Morris leaving. I hope he doesn't. He's been great for us this year. And as good as he seems to be when he's on, Matt Moylan, he's amazing. But he's too hot and cold, and he seems to be injured quite a fair bit. I think we'll keep him next year, but I think unless he has more hot games and cold games and can actually stay on the field, I think we may need to cut our losses. It sucks to say, because I was so excited when we got him. and I was so happy last year with what he did getting us to the finals and how well he played. But looking back now, he is very hot and cold. You can see why some Panthers fans were happy to get rid of him. But this is a big off season for us though. Like this season, so many times we're in positions to win. Just those little things, those little minuscule errors that cost us, that we haven't been making for the last 4 or 5 years, were suddenly made this year. And you can see the difference. The last couple of years, we've been fighting for that top 4. This year, it came down to that last round game, that wild card, to get into the finals. As I said in the vlog, from the Manly semi-final, we want to be considered a big club. We should not be fighting in the final round for a spot in the finals. We should either be fighting for second spot or for the minor premiership, or have the minor premiership wrapped up if we want to be considered as that big club. But at the end of the day, that is not where we're at, unfortunately. So hopefully we can build on the juniors that we've brought into the team this year, and we can take that next step with the juniors and actually get more out of them in the coming years. Because honestly, if we can keep the likes of the Sherry, the Nakoras, like Jack Williams, who will more than likely take over from Paul Gallen, like if we can keep those 3 main guys, and even Ronaldo on the wing, like Ronaldo and everything, if we can keep those guys and we build a squad around them, we can actually give this real crack and we can keep our premiership window open. But that's the thing, are we going to be able to build around that, or are we going to start to dip in form and have a bit of a dry spell, which could then hurt us keeping those players and force those players to look elsewhere? I certainly hope not, but it'll be interesting to see where we go. But all in all, I think we need to look on this year as it was, which is the transition season, coming out of Flano's era into Bombers, 2 completely different coaches. So it'll be interesting to see where Bomber goes next season, having a full pre-season under his belt with the team. He did such a great job this year, nothing taken away from him. I think it was just the thrown together start that he had, with Flano being suspended then deregistered. It was that sort of chopping and changing of coaches which muddled everything up. And nothing against the squad, but this was Flano's team, not Bombers. So I think over the next couple of years we will see Bomber try and mould his own team, and that could be hopefully something that kick-starts us again, hopefully next year. If not next year, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years we can kick-start again and get on another roll. But it'll be very interesting to see how that happens. But all in all, we did at least make the finals. It sucks that that's all we did, and we got knocked out first week to Manly. But it'll be interesting to see how the finals play out now. Obviously, there won't be any more finals vlogs for Sharks, but there'll be a couple of videos coming out in the next couple of weeks. I've just bought tickets to the grand final, so for anyone that's interested, you've got a team that's in there and is watching this, hopefully your team makes it. I'll be vlogging on the day, and if you see me there, come up, say hello. Might even track you into the vlog for the grand final day. So this will be the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn the bell on, be notified whenever I upload a new video. And most importantly, keep enjoying a great life. Peace.